what we have touched upon is these two areas of healthcare and military applications, and we can now extrapolate where all it will go. I think it will impact, of course, the offices in the way of working from the employee perspective. And of course, new businesses will open up. So nature of business will also change. In all this, what are the challenges that will be faced by businesses, by organizations, by the leaders of tomorrow in looking at the world with the metaverse interplay and also managing employees and their expectations? So just these two angles. I would like to focus a bit on the challenges that would be coming in because of the metaverse. So Kishore, once again, we'll come to you first.
Yeah, sure. So the biggest challenge that the metaverse is facing, no matter what industry you are involved in, is the lack of footfall. So no metaverse has the kind of footfall that you can expect in a social media channel. And the reason is very simple. It's because uh, you are moving in an area with a lot of restrictions. So you need to have VR headsets, for example, when you want an actual immersive experience. Although you can use Decentraland, for example, even on your laptop and mobile phone. But if you want the true immersive experience, you definitely need the VR headset. And one of the challenges of the VR headset is that it's not very comfortable. One, number two, it messes up with your vision. So you can't wear this for long hours. And plus, people who have short vision, long vision, eye problems, a little bit older, and all of that, you're going to have a lot of issues with that. And that is going to be one of the biggest challenges, I guess, in future, where people will have vision problems in the grand scheme of things. So the eye is going to take a lot of beating from this. And the second issue is that the metaverse is in a way deserted. So you have Decentraland, which is one of the most popular metaverses, which doesn't have a lot of daily walk-ins. And the reason being that it's not as exciting as social media. So if you go on TikTok or you're on Snapchat or you're on Instagram, you're seeing your friends, you're seeing photographs, you're seeing videos. So although the media itself is kind of boring, the content behind that, the excitement behind that is not boring because it's all human created. That kind of thing being recreated in the metaverse is a challenge. And today, Facebook has done something very smart, which is they are bringing Roblox, I guess, to their VR headset. So Roblox itself has got around 200 million users. So all of the users can go into their headset. And so uh, that move by Meta is very smart because they are bringing in the traffic by collaborating with these platforms. So I guess that would be the way forward. And primarily the challenges, one would be with the eye. Second would be not having that human interaction. So people might get depressed without the human touch, without the human interactions, rapport, etc. So businesses would have to deal with people with lesser vision, lesser motivation, a lot of depression. So these are some of the downsides that I'm seeing in future. But probably there will be much more than what we can imagine right now.
True. You kind of showed the possibilities, and at the same time, we also almost looking at a very scary picture of the future. Impaired vision and all. Wow. The headset for sure is not a very comfortable thing to wear for long. So, and again, while you were saying all these things, I was just wondering that if the organizations who are investing in metaverse want mass adoption, the only way they will be able to reach there is solve all these programs. Solve all these problems. So they have to make the metaverse more viable for people with different kinds of eyesight, short-sighted, long-sighted, They will have to work towards making the headsets not only more comfortable, but something that will not create eye problems. They will have to, again, uh, do something about the minimized human interaction also. Because again, it will lead to a rise and then again a fall as people begin to realize the problems of metaverse. And while the socialization will increase in the metaverse, people themselves will stop going out and around in the world because now they are glued not to a screen but to their VR headsets, to the seat they are in. Probably the chairs will get more ergonomic, and those I think those pods which we saw in a lot of movies, they will come into being for the metaverse user. But I think in those challenges there will lie opportunities, and organizations who want to push the metaverse forward will invest to solve those problems, and in solving those problems some good may actually come out of it. So some silver lining there. Munish, over to you about the challenges that will come by because of the metaverse.
Well, interesting conversation, especially it's scary to hear, you know, the problem that can happen to you with the metaverse. Though I have my son, and I don't really want him to wear the headset all the time, though, it's available. I have all the headsets available in my home, but I ensure that he doesn't use it too much. So that's and that's a problem that is very genuine. It's not something which needs any explanation. We have seen our times when we were not allowed to watch TVs. When we were kids, today's kid, they can see their phone all the day and without having any problems. But we had our times when we have those CRT TVs. If you watch it for like 2 hours, you can feel the pain in your eyes. And we have seen those times. So, metaverse is at that stage right now where, right now we have that blue light filter on phones and we have safeguards. Everybody talks about it. So now, I take the same analogy as I took before that, there is evolution that is happening. You rightly said, we are at the CRT of the metaverse right now, though it looks very evolved and fancy, but still, there is a long way to go. And these things, especially, to match it with people with the varied eyesights, give them avenues of either using it with their existing glasses or having some adjustments which can make them feel comfortable inside the headset. So those are, some of the very clear challenges that we see. And the very challenge that we have right now with the technology is the usability aspect also, and the you can say the profitability of it. What exactly you take out of it. So that those factors are still evolving. We spoke about healthcare, defense, and other use cases. These use cases are evolving. So maybe once we understand a clear vision of what really we want to take out of it, that understanding kind of becomes a bottleneck. I'll give you a very interesting example. We were trying out metaverse for education, and that's like a very like a no-brainer use case. And we came across one very interesting case wherein one student who came from South India, he was a very little kid, was not able to recognize, for a tree, he had a different perception because he has seen coconut trees. He has never seen a mango tree or the trees that you see in North India, right? And though he understood that this is something that I have seen, but he was not really convinced with the idea of this being a tree because he has seen those trees which look different. And then with the power of metaverse, you can actually acclimatize these people with different aspects of life in different part of the world. That's one of the example. And once we have these kind of examples which can bring in the importance of using this immersive technology, that's done at a very slow pace at the moment, because of the other challenges that we have, because I said, that on the first state itself, it gets kicked out. And especially if we talk about industrial metaverse, wherein, we can still find people with good eyesight who can use these headsets. There is an adaptation challenge wherein, when they have to apply it on scales, especially I spoke about the usage of HoloLens for military in US. So that was, easy because they are like one of the biggest spender on their defense systems. But still, it was not done for everybody. It was done like a very small pilot, and it will scale once we have a feasible cost for these headset. The headset they use there is like a $10,000 headset. So, that price point, not exactly the figure, but roughly the cost goes up to $10,000. So, to give that additional budget for every defense personnel becomes a challenge. So, we need to have headsets which are more acceptable, affordable, and accessible. So that these are three things that we need to bring in, and maybe it might not even be a headset. If you look at some visionaries like Mr. Elon Musk, who said, "I can fit in a chip in your brain and you directly talk to your brain itself." Let's hope someday that kind of vision also become true. But yeah, still, there are so many technical challenges that we need to solve before we really bring metaverse to the mainstream. So at this moment, it is more experimental and used by people who are really future looking and experimenting. Like, they are the fast users.
Yes, I mean, I think a very valid perspective that while the technology has been around for, I would say, decades and it's been growing and developing, in terms of adoption, we are still looking at the early adopters, probably. And we are still figuring out what could be the possible applications where metaverse can be used. And amongst all of that, where is the possibility of scaling it up? And then the scaling up will also depend on solving the comfort and vision problems of the headset. At the same time, making the headset affordable. I think we saw that similar takeoff or with mobile phones. When it started off, it seemed very expensive to everybody, and then over a period of time, as the handset became cheaper, the adoption rose. The calling rates fell, the adoption rose. Both fueled the adoption. Similar could be a fate with the metaverse, where as the value proposition, the price versus the value balance tips, there will be more and more adoption. And I think with enough iPhone users around, they at least know that there is this one big mass who's ready to spend, if not higher than that, which is what Apple is trying to do right now. I think their VR headset is pitched at quite a high price. So unless that price comes down, we'll get a feel of how many metaverse users of the serious kind who will spend some serious bucks on the VR headsets.